Hello and welcome to the Spooky Chris podcast. My name is Chris Ringler, the aforementioned Spooky Chris. This is my micro podcast. Hopefully you found it on my website, spookychris.com, where you can find all my blogs, podcasts, links to all my books that I have, and info on the 2 short films I've made. As we zoom into December, month a million in the COVID world, this is one of those petty kind of ranty kind of podcasts, and I am not the only one that has said these things, and I won't be the first. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last for sure. But man alive, does it drive me crazy. I hate spoilers so much so that I do my best, even on old movies, not to spoil anything, because I think, and I mean really anything, quote unquote old, because I feel like people deserve to discover the things themselves. Unless someone is insistent, like, I want to know, tell me. I just feel like the wonder of language and the wonder of being able to use and wield language allows me to speak in ways to be excited about things and not spoil them. Now, I for sure, as a fan of all things, movies and everything else, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about in-depth stuff with people. Like, when you can kind of go, oh my gosh, I can't believe the purple robot was really a person dressed up like a macaroni salad. Whatever. Like, the deep dive nerd stuff. Like, I love it. Like, that's part of the fun of all that stuff. And heaven knows when you see that was in another time. That was the fun of going to the movies with friends and stuff. Is you'd go and then you get food afterwards, or you go and kind of commiserate afterwards, and talk about what you saw and talk about the whole thing. As you kind of deconstruct it and examine it. Unfortunately, that's not something we can do in this kind of current world, at least not easily. There's other ways around everything, so there's always a way to figure something out, but it's not as easy. It's not the same. But I hate it, that, especially with, and it's kind of, you've seen it with the superhero movies, with the Star Wars movies, with any number, but and then with Walking Dead, it really kind of got to be out of hand almost. We live in a culture of trolls. I don't know what it is. People love to spoil things. It's funny because even saying, just kind of throwing out there, man, don't spoil something, you're going to get, invariably, undoubtedly, you'll get at least one person be like, well, here I'm going to spoil a bunch of things from a long time ago, and it's going to be funny, and it's like, but it's not. Because you're assuming that we've experienced the same things or blah blah blah, and again, yeah, I get it. I can't be mad at you if you spoil something that's quote unquote old. But we should be able to speak in terms of not ruining things, and yeah, art should have meaning beyond the twist, the spoil, the whatever. But half of the fun of these things is experiencing them yourselves. That's why there is no one meaning of life, because you make the meaning as you go. It changes all the time. The meaning changes from person to person. From when you're a kid, the meaning of life is vastly different than when you're an older person. That's how it is. Same way, I can still go and watch a movie that has been, quote unquote, spoiled, but I'm not going to get the same thing out of it. I'm not going to get the same thrill, and that's part of the deal, is you want the thrill. You want the, oh my gosh. I remember going to see a movie, I'm trying to think which one. This happened a couple times, with my wife, maybe other people. And, there's a couple of them specifically. And where there's something something happens, either as a tag or at the end or something, and I was just jaw dropped, and I exclaimed, oh my god, something ridiculous. Something super nerdy. And that's super fun. That's what's fun about this stuff. It's funny, I just watched a movie the other day, and it had, something oh, you're reading such and such book? Yeah, oh, that's great. It's part of the series, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, so-and-so, such and such, blah, blah, blah. It spoils a big twist in the books to this person, and that is what we deal with, and that is people all the time. And what's funny is I don't know if it's worth this willful ignorance of like where they spoil it and there's like, huh? I didn't do nothing. Because they kind of know they are spoiling it. I remember, oh gosh, we went to the movies with people and then met up with a couple other people who didn't go to the movies with us at a diner, and we're all sitting there talking about the movie and this and that. Oh, it was great, and then blah blah blah. And then one guy we used to be friends with, our flat earther friend, just spouts out like, oh, I can't believe blah blah blah, and spoils something that happened after the credits to these people who hadn't even gotten a chance to see it, who wanted to see it. And there's no need to do it other than willful ignorance. But I don't know if that's worse or, I mean, I suppose nothing's worse, I guess, than the jerk who intentionally is just blabbing. Like, oh, hey, the next Star Wars movie is coming out. Everybody, like, keep the secret, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's immediately people are going to blab it. As soon as they see it, they'll walk out of the theater and tweet or post on socials somehow like, oh, blah blah lightsaber space force biscuit bean, like they have to spoil it. I remember my wife when she was still working her journalism job, I had to moderate comments on an article online about Force Awakens, and not long after the first showings and stuff, like showings in the evening, somebody had to post a meme, which is hard to believe that it was already a meme, that ruined a big twist in the movie. And it stinks, because it stinks that we are such a culture of hateful trolls and hateful people that's the joy. Like, if I can ruin it for you, then that gives me perfect joy. But again, it's just the idea, either way, it's just the idea of, like, let people experience things on their own. It was funny as my wife and I, as we're expecting our daughter who has arrived now, I don't know how many people, and this isn't a spoiler, it's just the same kind of idea, is I don't know how many people would contact her like, oh boy, man, watch out for this, or boy, you're at the good part, wait till it gets hard, or and like tell you things that like, don't don't tell people kind of like awful spoilers, like, oh, wait until the horrible pain and ickiness of everything starts, and oh, man, like just leave it, man. We're such a strange species. And for me, again, like, I've had things spoiled, like, of late, since the birth of our daughter, my wife and I haven't been able to watch The Mandalorian, a show we both enjoy quite a bit. Watched the first episode of the second season, haven't seen any more. We'll get to it. And I appreciate people's enthusiasm. It's great, but it's a bummer when, and it's not even just people, it's websites have to like post images and like headlines. They're like, we couldn't believe this character did blah, 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 with a picture of the character that you didn't even know was in the series. And then some, like, we can't believe that character X died horrifically. What a twist. Like, so it's the nerd press that have to, like, they're so thirsty for hits. They do it, but then it's people you're friendly with that, like, man, it was such a good episode, and I can't believe that biscuit beans and laser swords. Woo! Man, hope you don't get anything ruined for you. It's like, I already did it, thanks, bro. God, I remember, like I said earlier, like, Walking Dead would have, season enders and stuff, giant, huge, like, spoiler things. And again, like, I get it. And I know people that are like, we can't really spoil something. If it's good, it's good. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But again, like, I should be able to experience it on my own. I want to feel what you got to feel. Like, I want to feel that surprise, that shock, that awe, that horror, that, oh my gosh, I deserve that. Especially in this time of crap that we're all in. The simple things that kind of give us joy, we all deserve. And I remember, like, I swear every week you'd just be like, you'd have to turn off, like, certain things or set parameters in your browser. So it's like, okay, cool, I don't want to have stuff ruined. Because I know, whenever the new Star Wars movie came out, like, nope, people are going to ruin it. Until I can see it, like, people are going to ruin it. And it stinks. And again, I get it. I get the excitement. I love the excitement. I am here for the excitement. But don't just blab stuff. out into the wild like that. It's because it's the height of rudeness, and it's a sign of how. I mean, it's a weird one, but it really is a sign of where we are in society. Is we just don't care. We do, but not in the deepest sense, like about one another. Like we're just we're here for ourselves, and we're here for to wave our flag and our glory. And heaven knows I am not beyond that. Like, as someone who's been doing their own art stuff for ages, and you have to kind of promote yourself, I get it. Like, we all and I mean, we're all humans. Humans are kind of innately, it's part of our deal. So it's a defense mechanism. We got to look out for ourselves, and we rise above it, and we do our best. But sometimes we're jerks. And this is one of those cases. It just stinks. I wish we could just keep our trap shut and oh my gosh, if you haven't seen blah blah blah, it's amazing. I'll leave it at that. And then when you've run into, because I mean, I'm sure you'll have friends and stuff that oh, I saw it. Message them, chat privately, just so someone else doesn't get ruined. Man, I'm living baby time, and I'm happy, obviously, to do it because this is our daughter and she is the light of our life. But, I don't get to experience everything the same time as everybody else, and I haven't for a minute. Boo-hoo for me, but, give a brother a chance to catch up. I won't ruin stuff for you, just don't do it for me. I always have a hard time, when I describe my books and stuff, I don't want to ruin anything. I want readers to experience them. I want people to experience this stuff. I don't want it to be something that they're oh, well, I still want to read it, but I mean, I kind of know what's going to happen. So, I mean, there are people, my mother and father are examples, who wanted that. They wanted the spoiler. They would read the end of the book first to see if they were content with, oh, well, that's where it goes. Well, okay. It's a weird thing to me, but hey, whatever. I didn't like surprises, I guess. But it's just, like I say, it's a weird infection in our cultural mind that we have to do this, and that we just kind of do it out of hand, and can't keep our traps shut. It's just kind of can you keep a secret? Of course, and then you tell 5 people. It's weird, and yeah, I don't know. I guess there's reasons why we're at where we're at sometimes, because we don't consider other people. So we vote thinking of only ourselves. We support things thinking only of ourselves. We act only thinking of ourselves, and it shows. So man, just keep your trap shut. Enjoy what you enjoy. Love what you love. Live what you won't live. Try to have some kind of joy in this weird little world of ours, where movie theater culture is kind of slowly dying, which breaks my heart, and I'll ramble about maybe next time. But you stay crispy, my friend, and don't spoil anything. If you want to know anything else about me, want to read my blogs, check out my books, because I mean, it's the holidays. Go get yourself a book, man. I have a new book out. I have a ton of book out. If you want to do anything, find out anything, spookychris.com. You can get all my other podcasts or blogs. Take care, friend.